Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. Over the last 24 hours, there have been massive accusations lobbied at UFC star Conor McGregor and an alleged assault in a men's restroom at the NBA Finals. And I originally wasn't going to make a video on this. A few people asked me to make a video on this. And then a video came out of Conor McGregor near a men's restroom at the NBA Finals. And there is mixed reaction to this video. You have one group saying this is the smoking gun. Conor McGregor is definitely guilty of what the allegations allege. And then you have another group claiming Conor McGregor's been exonerated based on this video. And honestly, when these allegations initially came out yesterday, I saw the MMA community's reaction to these allegations. And I already kind of wanted to make a video on it just based on more about the MMA community's reaction and not really the topic heavily on Conor McGregor. But then once this video came out, I said I have to make a video on this. So we're going to discuss the allegations as a whole. We're going to take a look at the video, and I'm going to discuss what I think it proves or disproves. And then we're also going to discuss a topic that a lot of people have been kind of glossing over, which is how is this going to affect Conor McGregor's UFC career in 2023 and maybe even beyond that. So Conor McGregor was at the NBA Finals Game 4 where he punched a mascot, sent him to the hospital, and I'm assuming it was an accident. He didn't realize that the costume was so thin or whatever. He threw a hard punch, apparently injured the mascot, but I thought that was going to be the worst PR of the night from Conor McGregor. But now you have an alleged victim coming out and saying Conor McGregor assaulted her in a men's restroom at the NBA Finals. And this is the report from TMZ, and TMZ says, according to the letters obtained by TMZ Sports, at one point later on during the evening, he violently sexually assaulted a woman inside a men's bathroom. In the letters, Mitchell claims that the NBA and Heat security helped separate the woman from her friend and then forced her into the restroom that McGregor and his security guard were already inside of. In the letters, Mitchell says, quote, security refused to let the woman exit or allow anyone else, including her friend, inside the bathroom, end quote. The lawyer then claims McGregor emerged from inside the handicap stall and shoved his tongue in the victim's mouth and aggressively kissed her. According to the letters, the woman was able to get McGregor off of her by telling him she had to urinate, but then McGregor allegedly forced her to have oral sex with him. McGregor, 34, then accused of grabbing the woman and pinning her against the wall before attempting to sodomize her. Mitchell says in the letters the woman was able to elbow McGregor repeatedly, which gave her a window to escape. However, she allegedly fled in such a hurry that she left her purse, which Mitchell says McGregor's security guards held hostage until she pleaded with them for its return. This is massive accusations. These are serious accusations regarding Conor McGregor in a men's restroom at the NBA Finals. And if this is true, this could be the end of Conor McGregor's career in totality. Honestly, he's not going to be in any more movies. He's not going to be fighting in the UFC. Most likely, I say most likely because you never know with Dana White. Next thing you know, 5 years down the line, he's going to say, I believe in second chances. But if this is proven to be true without a shadow of a doubt, this will be the end of Conor McGregor. And you have these very serious accusations come out. And we're going to take a look at Conor McGregor's response in a minute. He denies these accusations. He says they're completely false and he will not be intimidated. We'll take a look at that in a second because I think there's another important line from that excerpt from the article. But what I really noticed when these accusations immediately came out, it was really telling of the MMA community as a whole and Conor McGregor fans as a whole. Because what you saw when you had very little details, all you had was the supposed accusations, and you had people already jumping to defend Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor's innocent. This woman's just looking for money. There's no way Conor McGregor did this. Keep in mind, these MMA fanboys have never met Conor McGregor in their life. They were not at the NBA Finals. Conor McGregor doesn't even know they exist. If they died tomorrow, Conor McGregor would not shed one crocodile tear. And yet, just based off the allegations alone, they're defending him and saying he's definitely innocent and that this is just a money grab and they can't believe this woman would do this and this woman should be thrown in jail. Now, on the other side of things, you have another group who is immediately saying Conor McGregor's guilty. He definitely did this. Look at the checkered past. And we'll talk about the checkered past a little bit in this video. But they're already saying with just the allegations that Conor McGregor is guilty of what he is accused of. And I think this is ridiculous. I think both these stances are completely ridiculous. The investigation is still ongoing. The investigation is still open. We know very little evidence regarding the situation. Now we have a video, which we're going to take a look at in a minute, but we don't really know anything. We just know about the allegations. So we don't know whether or not he's innocent. We don't know whether or not he's guilty. And in our legal system, you were innocent until proven guilty. So I don't understand why so many people are jumping to the gun to say, oh, he's definitely guilty, or jumping to the gun and saying he's definitely innocent without hearing any of the evidence. I don't get this at all. We have to wait and let the legal system play out. We have to wait and see what kind of evidence presents itself. And I get it. You know, if there's enough evidence before he's officially charged or before he has a settlement that we can make a determination to educate a guest, that is fine. But at this point in time, as soon as these, allegations were released to the public, we really had no evidence of what actually happened. Now, before we take a look at the video that has emerged of Conor McGregor and the alleged victim at the men's restroom, I wanted to take a look at another excerpt from the TMZ article. And it said, according to letters, the woman finally got away from it all and went on to report the assault to local authorities on Sunday morning. Mitchell tells us an officer then encouraged the woman to seek out an attorney. In the letters which were sent following the woman's meeting with the cops, Mitchell said the woman is seeking settlements with the NBA, the Heat, and McGregor in lieu of litigation. Reps from McGregor, however, said in a statement Thursday morning, the allegations are false. Quote, Mr. McGregor will not be intimidated. Now, I wanted to show this statement or this excerpt from the TMZ article because I thought there was one key factor in there that does make these allegations more suspicious in my opinion. And that is the second part of this that says, in the letters which were sent following the woman's meeting with cops, Mitchell said the woman is seeking settlements with the NBA, the Heat, and McGregor in lieu of litigation. And I'm not going to say that makes these claims false. Again, we don't have any real evidence regarding the situation yet outside of this video. But I just don't like, in lieu of litigation, we are looking for a settlement. If someone violently attacked me in a restroom, I get it. You want to make them pay, especially if they're a millionaire. But I would want them thrown in jail. I would want them to serve time. I would want them to be punished by the legal system more than just monetarily. Because if Conor McGregor's got to pay her a couple million, it doesn't matter to him. He has plenty of money, at least right now. He might go broke later on in his career. But I thought that was a little bit suspicious, but that's not enough to just determine outright that this woman is lying. Now, since then, there has been some video that has emerged from the NBA Finals of Conor McGregor and this woman heading into a restroom. Let's take a look at the video, then we'll come back and react. So there you see Conor McGregor lead the alleged victim into the men's restroom at the NBA Finals where the alleged assault took place. And something I noticed in this video, it appeared that her friend was directly behind her, following her into the restroom. And then when they got to the door, it's very hard to tell because there's a lot of bodies in place. But it appears that either security diverted her away from the restroom or she just diverted away from the restroom herself, and only Conor McGregor and the alleged victim entered the restroom. And I see two different groups reacting to this video as well. People saying, oh, this proves she's a liar. And then also, this proves Conor McGregor's guilty because he was in the bathroom with this alleged victim. And I think the situation is far more complex than that, especially just trying to make an official determination based off a video where it's really hard to tell what's actually going on. But I think it's crazy that people are saying, oh, she's definitely lying based off of this video. And I know people are going to point to saying that she was forced into the restroom. Forced is very subjective. What she may have felt forced may not be the same as what you deem as forced. I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, she was picked up and thrown into the restroom. These are the same people who think drowning is people's, hanging out at the top of the water, splashing and screaming, when drowning is really sinking to the bottom quietly and drowning. And I'm not saying that maybe some of her statements don't line up, because if you look at some of the early statements, it says, oh, well, Conor McGregor was already in there with his bodyguard when she was forced in there. But you also have to take into account, you're reading all these different articles. I looked at all of them before I made this video, and they're not necessarily directly quoting the complaint from the victim. They're paraphrasing. So until we can see the actual complaint from the victim, we don't know her exact words outside of the direct quotes that are put in some of these articles. Other than that, we just see some paraphrasing by different media companies. I don't trust MMA Fighting. Does anybody else? I don't necessarily trust them to give us the actual details of the case. And I really do believe this is damning for Conor McGregor, no matter how you put it, because now it shows that this specific incident is not just a flat out bogus claim. He was in the restroom with this alleged victim. And that shows that at least there's some credibility to this claim. And then also, it appears that maybe security did stop her from going in the restroom, her friend. And then they're hanging out right outside the restroom. So I think this is damning for Conor McGregor. I think it's damning for security. I think it's damning for the Heat security as well, even if the allegation in its totality is not necessarily true. But again, I do not think this definitely proves his guilt. I don't think it definitely proves his innocent either. And again, I will say, people are going to say, oh, well, she said she was forced. There is different ways of forcing people to do things. There is peer pressure. There is, maybe she used the word forced because she thought she was going in there with her friend, and then turns out her friend was not allowed in the restroom. So these complaints should be taken very seriously. They should be investigated, and we should wait to hear all the details before we jump to conclusions. Because Conor McGregor may be innocent. He may be guilty. We have to wait to see some more evidence. And also, I see a large portion of the MMA fan base already saying, look at this woman. Conor McGregor's taking this woman into a restroom, acting as if she's like the ugliest woman ever or the fattest woman ever. It's almost impossible to tell what she looks like. It's blurred out. You can barely see. You can barely even make out a figure. If that was a man, I would not even know, because it's completely blurred out almost. And there's so many bodies in the way, it's impossible to tell. And these people who are going out of their way to criticize this woman's appearance, who they don't even know what she looks like, they're doing it just to defend Conor McGregor, which actually is more of an insult on Conor McGregor. And these people who are doing this have never touched a woman in their entire life, and they're criticizing what potential this woman looks like that Conor McGregor supposedly sexually assaulted. These people are absolute weirdos. And the other thing I want to mention, there was either a media member or somebody like a high note or like a social media celebrity who was at the NBA Finals who tweeted out something along the lines of, I never saw Conor McGregor even leave his seat at the NBA Finals. He's innocent. Wait a second. So you bought an NBA Finals ticket at maybe the last game of the finals, which turned out to be, and you're staring at another grown man sitting courtside for the entirety of the game? That guy's just a straight up weirdo. If I could find that tweet, I'd put it up on the screen right now, but I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. I don't even want to give him any publicity, matter of fact. But I think this video shows at the bare minimum that Conor McGregor had a physical interaction with this woman. Was it consensual? Was it non-consensual? We have to wait for more information. But right now, no matter what, this is a horrible look for Conor McGregor. It's been allegation after allegation after allegation after allegation. You have Conor McGregor hanging out on a boat with his friends, and you have that allegation where that woman, jumped into the water to avoid Conor McGregor. He was trying to hurt her or whatever. And it just seems like it never ends. And what this tells me is Conor McGregor is just making poor decision after poor decision after poor decision. And he just announced he has a fourth kid on the way with his wife. And he's out there taking women into restrooms at the NBA Finals in public view. What an absolute embarrassment to his family. That's my real takeaway. Even if he's innocent, to put himself in these situations is an embarrassment to his family, because guess what? If you weren't doing that type of behavior in public, at least at the bare minimum, you wouldn't be in this situation to begin with. That's not to say because he acts like this, he deserves to be prosecuted falsely if this turns out to be false. But at the same time, I just have to say, what an embarrassment for him and his wife. What an embarrassment for him and his kids. The fact that he's been married, he's been with, people always talking about, oh, they've been together since high school, and it's high school sweethearts, and she supported him when he was poor. He gets rich, and now he's running around with other women at NBA Finals games in the restroom. Absolutely appalling behavior, and he should be embarrassed for it. And I think, honestly, we'll see in the next couple of years. Probably him and his wife are going to end up getting divorced, because this type of behavior, combined with the fact every time we see him in the public eye, he's drunk. Every time we see him in the public eye, he looks like he's coked up. Conor McGregor is completely unhinged, and he's acting out consistently. He's constantly getting himself into these situations, whether it's smashing fans' cell phone, whether it's assaulting an old man in a pub. I don't know how anyone can still be a fan of this man. And the only redeeming factor I see from Conor McGregor is his fighting style. His fighting style is amazing. I love to watch him fight. He's super exciting, but guess what? He doesn't fight anymore. And you could say, oh, he broke his leg. That was 2 years ago. And I understand it takes time to return. But where's he been for the last 6 years? He doesn't have a single lightweight win since 2016. That is 7 years ago. Some of you people didn't even watch the sport back then. You haven't even seen Conor McGregor win at lightweight, where he's the former lightweight champion. It's just crazy to me that people can still stand behind this guy. But one last thing I want to show you is Conor McGregor's statement after this video released. It says McGregor's legal counsel has issued a follow-up statement. Quote, after the video was released by TMZ, the claimant's lawyer now has changed her story. Mr. McGregor welcomes the investigation, which he firmly believes will show the claims against him are false. After not responding to the demand for money made by the claimant's counsel, she turned to the media to apply pressure. This is no more than a shakedown. He's saying, look, I look forward to the investigation because I know that these claims are false. So that statement makes perfect sense, but what else is he going to say? Oh, I'm definitely guilty. Can't wait to be found guilty in the investigation. But that's the right statement. And also, if he is innocent, I don't think he should pay this woman. Absolutely not. I would not pay her in no way, shape, or form, because then you just look guilty. But one thing I also want to take away from this is I feel like a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, now the claimant's lawyer has changed her story. Well, that's from McGregor and his legal counsel. You have to take that with a grain of salt. You can't take that as 100% unequivocal evidence that the story has now changed substantially, because I think a lot of people who are Conor McGregor simps, who are UFC simps, are going to use this video to exonerate Conor McGregor when we still have to wait on the facts. Conor McGregor was in a restroom at the NBA Finals with the alleged victim, and I think we have to find out. We have to get some, information about what maybe happened in this restroom. But as far as his UFC career, this just further proves to me, I made a video about it the other day, I'll link it down in the description. This further proves to me Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler will not happen in 2023. And it may never happen. That's been my opinion from the very first second that it's been announced. Conor McGregor is still on PEDs. He's not in the USADA pool. He's now being charged with an alleged sexual assault. He's now fighting those claims. And who knows how many other claims are going to pop up between now and then, or he's bound to get arrested for drunk driving in the next couple weeks. Who knows? With Conor McGregor's checkered past, who knows what kind of trouble he's going to get into next. But I don't believe he fights this year, and I think if somehow this claim is proven to be true, Conor McGregor his career will come to an end. Even though the fanboys, I think some fanboys will still be defending him and saying, free Conor McGregor, or Conor McGregor's innocent. But I just think this entire situation is a completely bad look for Conor McGregor, even if he's 100% innocent, because of the facts that we at least know make him look terrible, regardless of the rest of the information. But we have to wait and see before we make an official determination that we need to, say Conor McGregor's guilty, Conor McGregor's innocent. We have to wait and see what the investigation is able to prove with actual evidence. And that will be always my stance, regardless what fighter it is. We have to wait for legitimate evidence. But nonetheless, this is still a terrible look on Conor McGregor. Let me know what you think about the entire situation down in the comments. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And thank you so much for watching.